Well, it's Friday, and we had another phenomenal mindfulness meeting today. A mindfulness discussion where so many useful ideas and strategies surfaced that Linda, who was in the meeting, asked me to post one of the concepts that we discussed. And I'll just say before I share that material, one of our goals when starting these mindfulness sessions on Fridays, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, no charge, everyone's invited, was to help all of us to get better at identifying when we're getting in our own way. And that can be with your weight loss, your weight management, of course, but also in many other areas of our lives, our relationships with our coworkers, with our family, with our friends. The mindfulness strategies we discuss in these Friday conversations all relate to becoming more aware of the different ways that we contribute to our own dissatisfaction with certain things in our lives, struggles that we have, even periods of suffering over different things, and the fact that we play a definite role in a lot of it. Now let's acknowledge, unfortunate things, negative things happen all the time. This isn't about changing that. Things happen, that's life. What it is about is recognizing when we are reacting unskillfully to those events, when we're falling into judgments or invalidating narratives, negative stories, either about ourselves or about others, because we do this all the time, all of us. And the operative word being that we are doing it. We all do it. It's part of being human. The tendency, to a certain extent, to author our own dissatisfaction with things. We're essentially writing the script. And we do this by adding unskillful negative thoughts to what are usually already less than ideal circumstances. We add judgmental stories, disempowering narratives, and these things ultimately make the experience we're having much, much worse. You could say that to a certain extent we create our own suffering, or a good deal of it anyway. So that's more than a little background for one of the materials that we discussed today. This material represents a metaphor that is often used to describe this thing that we do, but also how mindfulness can help us to do something very different in response to negative events as they happen. The metaphor is that of a waterfall, where the waterfall represents you. You being flooded, as we all are, by a constant flow of thoughts and emotions in your mind as you go through your day. And here's the thing. Most people are unaware that they're thinking, and unaware that so often it's the thoughts and emotions themselves that are creating greater and greater unhappiness or more dissatisfaction, and also extending the unhappiness and dissatisfaction, certainly longer than it needs to. We essentially breathe life into it again and again with our own thoughts. So there you are, standing under the waterfall of your own thoughts and emotions, getting pummeled by a relentless cascade, and you're less happy or much less happy because of it. So, by being aware that this is what happens all the time, we can recognize that your thoughts are just your thoughts. Consider that. Your thoughts of your husband are not your husband. Your thoughts of your wife are not your wife. Your thoughts of your mother or your father or your kids that are acting up are not those people. And they're not that annoying coworker in the office or the guy who just cut you off in traffic either. Your thoughts are just that, thoughts. And when you see that, you suddenly have a choice that you didn't have before. You can step back from the waterfall and experience a little more peace, or maybe a lot more peace, because you're no longer breathing life into the negativity of the experience that you're having in that moment. Recognizing this, recognizing when you're thinking and when your thoughts are making things worse, allows you to step back from the waterfall.